You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, soap opera fans. This is SoapDirt.com, and we have got the latest for you on Bold and the Beautiful daily spoilers for next week. That's the week of March 13th through 17th, 2023. Now, the first thing you need to know is that it is a short week. There are some preemptions, and we'll dig into that a little bit later. Closing out this past week, we saw Hope go ahead and rehire Thomas, and then we saw Douglas say that he wanted to come home. And he had a big scene where he happily hugged Thomas and Hope together, like a little family group hug, and that doesn't bode well for things to come, but there's a lot of action, even though it's a short week. Let's dig in. Monday, March 13th, 2023, it's season 36, episode 112 of Bold and the Beautiful. This is the day where Liam finds out that Hope has gone behind his back, changed her mind, and rehired Thomas Forrester to be the lead designer for Hope for the Future. Now, of course, she made it very clear that she didn't want to lose her line, and she had been presented with Thomas as the only option. So with Liam's disapproval, she was in the proverbial rock in a hard place. And the bottom line is she doesn't want her line to go. This is what means a lot to her. So she decided to make another leap of faith. This is like the 90th with Thomas, and let him come back to work with her. And then Douglas showed up at work, said hi to his grandmas, and then revealed that he wanted to move back into the cabin. So this is all good news for Hope, except she faces a big conflict on Monday with her husband. Liam, of course, is outraged, and that's coming hot on the heels of him talking to Wyatt about how he made it clear that this wouldn't stand, but he thought he was being very reasonable. Wyatt joked about him being a caveman, which is nothing short of hilarious since Liam is a tree-hugging waffle boy, and there doesn't seem to be enough testosterone for him to be the caveman of even the tiniest cave. So that will be fun to watch Liam find out about that. Then on Tuesday, March 14th, 2023, we're at episode 113 of season 36 of Bold and the Beautiful. Douglas has decided to move back in with Hope and Liam, and we'll see him pack his little bags and leave the Malibu house and come home to the little cabin on the Logan estate. What's funny about this, and at Soap Dirt we discussed this, there was all the big to-do when Douglas moved into Steffi's place in Malibu about, oh, she lives on a cliff and it's so dangerous and you need to be careful. And so some sites worked up some fan fiction-y kind of stuff about, oh, he's going to fall off the cliff or another kid's going to... We knew here at Soap Dirt that they weren't going to do that. Bold and the Beautiful does this routinely, where they will bring up something that sounds dramatic and interesting, and then you never hear it again. And it's like, what was the point of that dialogue? And I believe the point is to get fans worked up and think there might actually be some big drama coming, some life or death stuff, and it doesn't happen. So Douglas will roll his little suitcase back over to Hope's, and with his parents working together again, we'll have to wait and see if he's going to do some parent trap type scheming. Of course, Liam won't like that. Also on Tuesday, Liam continues his tantrum against Hope, and he wants to know why she changed her mind. And the only thing she can really say is that, I think Tom has changed. We've seen this scene play out, 100 times now, with Hope defending Thomas and saying she's on guard, but she really believes this time he's changed. And Liam's like, no, she hasn't, blah, 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 blah. So more tantruming by Waffle Boy on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, there's a lot of stuff happening. That's March 15th, 2023, episode 114 of Bold and the Beautiful's 36th season. Deacon overhears something upsetting. Now, Liam and Wyatt already had a talk on Friday, and then they're going to get together again midweek, no doubt for Liam to vent to Wyatt that his caveman attitude didn't do any good, and Hope rehired Thomas. So, of course, Liam's going to be frustrated, but that's not the larger conversation that Deacon cares that much about. What he's going to care about overhearing is when Liam and Wyatt inevitably turn the topic to talk about Dollar Bill Spencer and his sketchy bedmate Sheila Carter. Now, Liam put a little worm in Bill's ear last week about Sheila being unfaithful, Sheila betraying him, Sheila this, Sheila that. And we also saw Sheila rolling around in the sheets with Deacon and then them discussing the fact that Bill is dangerous and they need to be afraid. But what's frustrating about this is, as Bold and the Beautiful viewers know, as Soap Dirt readers know, Sheila Carter and Deacon Sharpe are much more felonious and dangerous than Bill Spencer. No doubt, Bill, you remember he was trying to kill Amber Moore when she was pregnant with his grandchild. He had Ridge thrown out of a helicopter. Bill has done dastardly things. But when you compare it against the crime spree of Sheila Carter, he is a teddy bear. And Deacon isn't quite as bad as Sheila, but he's no saint. He's a bad, bad man. There's no reason for the two of them to be physically afraid of Bill doing anything to them. The only thing to be concerned about is that Bill would withdraw his support, and that would send Sheila back to prison. So when Deacon overhears Liam and Wyatt talking about Dollar Bill and Sheila, he'll listen in and he's concerned. Meanwhile, Sheila herself is in a panic because she thinks that Bill has figured out that she has been back in Deacon's bed. And of course, Bill doesn't know anything about her involvement with Deacon. Nobody knows that that's where she was hiding out for all those months. So as of now, Deacon got away with all of it, but he couldn't keep it in his pants where Sheila's concerned. Before, it seemed to be just physical, but then now that she's living under Bill's umbrella in the lap of luxury, Deacon seems to finally have gotten up in his feelings about her, and she about him. So this is all very interesting, but Sheila is very afraid, supposedly, although the whole premise is ridiculous, and worried what Bill's going to do when he finds out. Really, the only thing she needs to worry about is that she's going to be back in an orange jumpsuit and in prison. But remember, Bill told Liam that he got her out for a reason. And then Liam had another one of his fits. He had so many tantrums this past week that we didn't get to hear any more about it. Like, he didn't dig into Bill. Tell me, finally tell me, you know. Also, the really big news midweek on Wednesday is that Ridge Forrester is back. And for those who were missing Torsten K, that's great. I missed him too. But anytime he comes back, there's Brooke and Taylor in the same room. There's always the concern that they're going to reboot this love triangle that has been going on for too long, and it's going to be just the same old, same old, same old. Meanwhile, Brooke was saying that she thought Ridge was going to come back and choose Taylor. Taylor told her that she thought Ridge was going to come back and choose Brooke, and they both seemed to be at peace. But at the same time, they both told him that he didn't get to pick and choose between them. So the big question is he back to make a declaration to one lady over the other? And will his return rip apart the new best friends? We'll have to wait and see, but he is back on Wednesday. And it'll probably be, I'm guessing, a cliffhanger moment, because Thursday and Friday, March 16th and 17th, 2023, there are no new CBS soap episodes. Bold and the Beautiful will not be a rerun. It will not be on new. That's because it's preempted by NCAA March Madness basketball games. So if you're a sports fan, good for you. If you're not, oh well, our soap isn't going to be on. So there's still a lot to see, even though it's a short week. And I imagine that Ridge will stroll in towards the end of the last episode. You never know. Maybe we'll get a full episode of him. But it seems like the kind of thing where he would just walk in and stick his head in the door and say, hey, and then we get credits. So watch Monday through Wednesday, and then bear in mind, no coverage on Thursday or Friday because of basketball. That's everything. Thank you for checking out SoapDirt.com for your daily Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and news and casting updates. And be sure and check back with us for more news. And don't miss a moment in the 3 episodes coming the week of March 13th through 17th, 2023. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.